Ukraine loses territory to Russia, and the U.S. steals their natural resources. And they will call this the peace plan. Zelensky's done a terrible job, according to Trump. President Trump on Wednesday ratcheted up the criticisms of Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy, accusing him of taking advantage of the United States and saying he has done a terrible job leading his war-torn country. Trump went after Zelenskyy and questioned U.S. support of Ukraine in its war against Russia a day after he appeared to blame the Ukrainian leader for starting the conflict. That's not how this went down? That is not how this went down at all. He did not start the conflict, but that doesn't matter to Donald Trump. The accusation is all that matters. Think of it, a modestly successful comedian, Vladimir Zelenskyy, talked to the United States of America into spending $350 billion to go into a war that couldn't be won, that never had to start, but a war that he, without the U.S. and Trump, will never be able to settle. What? He refuses to have elections, is very low in Ukrainian polls. None of that's true. And the only thing he was good at was playing Biden like a fiddle. Trump wrote of Zelenskyy, a dictator without elections. Zelenskyy better move fast or he is not going to have a country left. In the meantime, we are successfully negotiating an end to the war with Russia, something I'll admit only Trump and Trump administration can do. Biden never tried. Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelenskyy probably wants to keep the gravy train going. Trump continued, I love Ukraine, but Zelenskyy has done a terrible job. His country is shattered, and millions have unnecessarily died, and so it continues. Russia launched a full-scale invasion. Russia launched. Shouldn't have happened, wouldn't have happened. If I were in charge, it wouldn't have happened.
Hello human, it is me Kanuch. I need you to press the subscribe button. I have to feed my many AI babies.
Trump's words and blaming Zelenskyy are insane. Russia invaded because they wanted more land. Zelenskyy, who was the president at the time, tried to push them out and keep them from stealing his land, and Donald Trump doesn't like that. These words that Donald Trump is saying do not connect to reality. They do not clarify the situation, and his definitions change based on his whims. Donald Trump does not use his speech to inform you. He uses his speech to sell. He is a salesman. That's what he's doing. He's trying to trick you into believing and understanding the world the way he wants it to be. That isn't the way the world be, but he needs you to believe it is. He needs you to feel the emotions. He needs you to feel aggrieved by Zelenskyy stealing from you and your country. Doesn't matter if it's true or not. He needs you to feel like the Ukraine war was their fault. The fact that Russia is the aggressor is ignored by Trump. He doesn't want you to think about that. He doesn't want you to know about that. He doesn't want you to remember it. And if you even point it out, you're just some filthy lib fake news. He needs you to feel like he has the answers, which is what he was getting to in that quote. Only Trump can solve this problem. Only I can do it. Biden didn't even try. But I've heard his actual plans, and they're awful. Russia steals the land and keeps it. Trump steals the resources and keeps them. That's the plan. It's a shitty plan. It's a terrible plan. Literally, strip away all of the bullshit, all of the fancy talking, all of the complicated global politicking, and this is where you end up. Ukraine loses territory to Russia, and the U.S. steals their natural resources for its own benefit. And they will call this the peace plan. This series of tweets that I just read, the little bits that I read, are important to you and me, as even though we're Americans, because of the implications. You see, the small series of tweets shows us Trump's entire operation, his goals, and his methodology. Trump wants to steal. The government prevents that, so he is killing the government. It's that damn simple. That's his entire modus operandi. He wants to take the stuff. The government and the laws stop him from taking that stuff, so he will kill the government and kill the laws. That's what he wants globally. He wants Russia to be allowed to steal, so that when he starts stealing, everybody thinks it's normal. Politics used to be a complex and nuanced affair. each side having a position and a viewpoint, those positions based on people's feelings of what is important and their values, and what's most beneficial for their individual future. Those values could then be argued and debated and determined with the best of outcomes for the most people. But that nerd shit is over. Politics has changed over the past few months, maybe the past couple of years. Trump has no position he won't change, no viewpoint he won't lie about, no value he won't sell out. And the only outcome he cares about is his own. He wants to take. And if the government tries to stop him, he will kill the government. If the law tries to stop him, he will kill the law. If a judge tries to stop him, he will kill the judge. And if people try to stop him, he will kill the people. Ukraine is being violently robbed, and Donnie wants a piece. Imagine a person on the street being mugged. Now, a good person might try to help by calling the police or getting the mugger on video with their phone, just so they can give it to the authorities, and then the authorities can find out who the perpetrator was. The very best of people might actually try to intervene physically to prevent such a crime from happening. They know they have sick judo skills, and they will jump in there, grab an arm, try and prevent a crime from happening. Not Donnie. No. He jumps in after the mugger is gone to steal the victim's shoes, and then he will blame the victim. This should never have happened. Ukraine should not have resisted being robbed by a bigger country. Ukraine should not have tried to join the anti-stealing brigade known as NATO by saying to the world that they did not want to be robbed by Russia. They gave Russia no choice but to rob them. None of that makes any sense, and it doesn't matter. Trump just needs his faithful to hear some sort of agreement, to greenlight his continued taking. And that's what NATO is. A lot of people complain about NATO. NATO is not a great, or it is a fine organization. It's a military alliance that has a single main goal: stop Russia from stealing shit. That's their first goal. Yes, they have lots of other little goals. They have a whole charter, and they have 1,000 different things. But their main goal is stop Russia from stealing things. And in Donnie's warped mind, suggesting that you would like to join the Russia Stop Stealing Brigade means that Russia should attack you and kill you. That's his plan. That's what he thinks is a good idea. Hey, if you join the NATO, which is the Anti-Russia Stealing Brigade, Russia is just going to get mad and steal from you. Land so flat that only a human body can stop the bullet. Yeah, exactly. None of it makes sense. And it doesn't matter because he's not operating on logic and sense and what's good for the people. He wants to take from that country. He wants to take from you, wherever you are, whoever you are. I don't care. I don't know. Most of the time, I focus on American politics, but sometimes we have international viewers, and I want everyone to know he wants to take from you. Simple as that. That's his entire plan. That's his entire politics. Take from somebody else. I have a dollar. Let's see. I have a dollar. Look at that. I got a dollar. Look at me. I got a dollar. I got a dollar. The only reason I have this dollar right here is because he has not yet decided to come and take it. He has bigger fish to fry, certainly. Robbing Ukraine of billions of dollars worth of their resources is more profitable to him than stealing Waldo's single dollar bill. But is the principle any different? If this was something that Trump felt was worth stealing, no judge could stop him. No law would persuade him not to take it. The law enforcement agencies would invent investigations into Waldo to bend me, to harm me, to inconvenience me, to threaten me into giving him this dollar. And in fear from him stealing millions of other dollars from me, I might give it to him, you know? Oh, and then the Fox News would jump in and create hype where none exists. Where did the dollar come from? Did Waldo get that dollar from an illegal alien? Did Waldo get that dollar from a trans person who robbed a hard-working middle-class family? We're just asking questions. We're not accusing Waldo of stealing that dollar. But The question has been asked. It's been asked on Twitter. Joe Rogan tweeted out, where did Waldo get the dollar? So we need to investigate it. We need to find out. The DOJ needs to investigate where Waldo got that dollar and why he won't let Trump have it. Something deeper is going on here. Nothing deeper is going on. He just wants to take anything he wants. Random internet goobers would then weigh in about how I'm a communist and I don't deserve the dollar. And then minion memes would get created, probably by AI. They would just pop up about this $1 that Donald Trump can't have. Minions memes would be a whole thing. The only reason Donald Trump doesn't do any of this is that this individual dollar is too small to warrant his time. But he will take the things that are worth his time, like Ukrainian resources, like the money you put into Social Security, like the entire country of Greenland, like the Panama Canal, like all of Canada. If you have something of value, Donald Trump wants to take it from you. He will use the media, the government, the military, or economic pressure to take it from you, all the while lying about what he's doing so that his MAGA faithful will cheer and clap for him as he steals. And when he steals from them, and he will, absolutely, they're about to cut Medicaid. Most MAGA faithful are on Medicaid. He's going to take from them. Some of them, a few of them, will get unhappy with him. They'll be grumpy, they'll be mad at him. But the vast majority, no. They're going to love it. They're going to cheer, they're going to clap, and they're going to call it patriotism, a necessary sacrifice, because freedom isn't free. I paid the patriot price, $8 for eggs. Real Americans know that Trump is the law, and what he says is true. And that will be their new definition of freedom, doing what Donald Trump tells them and feeling good about it. That is what American freedom will be in their tiny dumb brains. What can we do about it? It's a difficult question. If it seems like nothing matters, what can we do, Waldo? I've been pondering that question for years. It's difficult to talk about because now we have to turn to the philosophical. If you spent your entire life in a field looking for a 7-leaf clover, but never found it, would that be a wasted life? Most people would say yes. If you spent your entire life in a field looking for a 7-leaf clover and never found it. But if you enjoyed it and you chose to do that, then I would say no, that wouldn't be a wasted life. You found out where the 7-leaf clover wasn't. That could be useful information. It wasn't in any of these places. Good job. That's scientifically helpful. I can't decide for you what to do, but I can relay my own thoughts and give you some ideas. I started to get interested in politics back, story time. Let's tell a Waldo story. I got interested in politics back during the Iraq invasion, probably like 2004, 2005. It was when they were really bombing the shit out of that place. I don't remember exactly what date, but I was at work, wasting time, flipping through the channels on the break room TV, and on like channel 37 or something, I saw a CNN reporter live from Iraq. In the background, missiles are flying, the explosions are happening all over, all the shooting that was going up in the air was happening. You probably saw it if you're old enough to have watched it. It was lighting up the night sky. Then I flipped to channel 38. I know, children, listen, you used to flip the button. You used to just surf the channels. You went up until you got to the end and then you started over because there was nothing to watch. But I got to channel 38 and it was a Fox News reporter standing in the same place, seeing the same bombs, same skyline, same up in the air, but he was wearing a full gas mask. And I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute. And then I flipped down to 37 and then back up to 38, 37, 38, 30, channel 7, 37, channel 38. And they were right next to each other. From the thing that was behind them, you could tell that these guys, the CNN reporter and the Fox News reporter, were both standing in the same place, probably only a few feet away from each other. But the one on Fox News had he had a full gas mask. He had the glass, and it had the two respirators. And he would talk like this, and he would... You couldn't understand a goddamn thing he was saying. Now, Why did he have the gas mask on? Was that because he knew there was some sort of gas attack and he didn't tell the CNN reporter 5 feet away from him? Probably not. He did it to be sensational. He did it to try to grab attention, to make it seem more dangerous than it actually was. This got me interested into the news, the war, and who was involved, and what they were doing, and why they were saying the things why they were leading us the way they were, to understanding which party was doing what, and which party believed in what, and which side they were on all these arguments. And then I became a politics guy. I do not suggest it. You should not become a politics guy. Don't do that. But you're already in my live stream chat, so you're probably ruined and screwed already. It's a little late for you, I suspect. I tell you this story to make sense of the question from a few minutes ago. What can we do in this situation where nothing matters? And my answer to that was to talk about politics, because I think I have a slightly different viewpoint than most people. And I have a good axiom: all politics are based on feelings. That was a statement that I kind of stumbled into, but I found it to be true over and over and over again, and no one else was making that point. So I want to talk about it with you and with anybody else, because it's fun for me and I think it's helpful. I would do it more often if I could, but I have to have a job and edit these videos. They're horrible. So that someday I can blow up on YouTube and then make a bunch of money and then hire an editor to do the editing for me. That would be nice someday. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, press the heart and chat, tell somebody, tell a friend to come watch the Waldo stream so that I can blow up and stop editing my own videos. Streamer Waldo is a very happy guy. Editor Waldo is miserable, and you wouldn't like him. Anyway, I've gone off track here. So don't ask yourself, what can we do? That's the wrong question. Ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to be? To point back at the mugging analogy I made earlier, when you're walking down the street and you see that mugging happening, do you want to be a neutral person who just quickly walks away, glad that it's not you? Do you want to be the good kind of person who calls for the police or starts recording? Do you want to be a really heroic type person who jumps in to help, using your sick MMA skills? Or do you want to be an opportunist villain like Donald Trump and hop in there after the mugger is done and steal the victim's shoes? That's the kind of person he is. Shinsento's got them sick Street Fighter skills, man. He's going to fucking Hadouken a mugger. Dude, Shinsento's just waiting for somebody to pop off. If you're feeling froggy, jump, and Shinsento will give you a Shoryuken. So that's what I'm getting at. What kind of person do you want to be? Is the world going to shit right now? Yes. Are things going to collapse? Yes. Medicaid is about to get eradicated. Lots of poor people are going to be without medical care. Lots of poor people are going to be without food stamps. Lots of poor people are going to be real damn hungry. What kind of person do we want to be in this situation? I want to be a talker. I want to point at it and tell you that it's wrong. I want to go to protests if I think that they're going to be of any use. They may not be of any use. We may have gone past the point where protests are valuable. A nationwide strike, that would be a good thing. But protests might not even be valuable anymore because Donald Trump owns the DOJ, the entire House, the Senate, the presidency, all of the stuff, and he keeps stealing power from other people and putting it under himself. We might be a little past the point where a handful of people goofing around out in a park changes their minds. I think we've gone a little bit past that. But what was I going for? So now I've lost my place. I don't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, what kind of person do you want to be? When the poor people get hungry, they're gonna eat the rich. That's the way it's always been. When the poor get hungry enough, they eat the rich.
I am the algorithm. Click on this video to make me happy. You wouldn't like me when I am angry.